Hey everyone, welcome to the Autoimmune Dietitian YouTube channel. My name's Annie. I'm a registered dietitian and I work with people struggling with autoimmune diseases. In my work with my clients, I help them use both food and lifestyle as a way to improve their symptoms and hopefully give them their lives back. So, eating out is always a challenge when you have dietary restrictions, as many of my autoimmune clients do. And besides the fact that you have no control over menu options, you also have no idea what hidden ingredients chefs add to dishes. So, with the holidays basically here, you need to be able to navigate eating out because the holiday season is full of eating out and doing, fun things with people at restaurants, and you need to be able to feel confident and enjoy those experiences. So here are my tips for safely enjoying restaurants and holiday parties without running into issues. And before I jump in, I just need to touch my usual disclaimer that the information in today's talk is just for informational purposes only. And if you make any changes to your medical and to your kind of like health and wellness plan, you definitely should consult your qualified health professional for any changes that you make. All right, my first piece of advice is to research the restaurant. I think it's nuts when people go to a restaurant and they haven't even looked at the menu yet, especially if you have food sensitivities, because by now most restaurants post their menus online, and you want to do yourself a huge favor and read the menu before you go eat there. This will give you an idea of what dishes work for you and possibly how you can modify other options. There's nothing worse than like sitting down at a restaurant, looking at the menu and having like a panic attack, like, oh my God, I can't eat anything here. Also, I want you to look for ways to get creative if the restaurant has limited items that work for you. So you can make a meal out of a few appetizers. Also, check out the side dishes that they offer. Most restaurants will allow you to swap out accompanying sides to proteins. So let's say you're ordering like a chicken and there's like some sort of vegetable or creamed something on the side. You can always ask for like some broccoli or some, asparagus, whatever vegetable they serve. They usually will be able to accommodate that. My second tip is eat before you go. This is not obviously the most ideal, but if you are going to a restaurant that has limited options, or you're going to a holiday party with no menu available, you want to have a small meal before you go. That way, if you're stuck with an appetizer or a salad, you won't be starving. And if it's like a holiday party where you can't really eat anything, you also like won't go off the rails and eat something you're not supposed to eat, because poor food choices happen when you get too hungry. So you want to make sure that this small meal that you're eating contains a good source of protein and healthy fats. It will help keep you full, especially if the party's going to be a long one. And then you can also bring a portable snack with you if you start to get hungry again. I mean, I feel like this is totally acceptable now. You even see like, famous people at like award shows that pack their purses with snacks. I mean, you might as well just do the same, right? I mean, no one likes to be hungry. All right, the next tip is to speak to the chef. So this is another great way to make sure that you will be taken care of. Just call the restaurant in advance. Ask to speak to the chef to see if they can accommodate your dietary requirements, or ask the person that answers the phone. Usually this is probably something that they've been asked before and they probably will have a good answer for you. Most chefs like having a heads up so they can do their best to make your meal fit your needs. And if they can't accommodate you, then you have time to make another reservation somewhere else. This is a great habit to get into if you enjoy eating out regularly. Before I moved out of New York City, my husband and I tried to eat at all of our bucket list restaurants, and one of them had a very seasonal menu, and it wasn't even posted on their website. So I called to see if they could accommodate me, and they said they couldn't. So I'm really glad that I called ahead, because it would have been a very expensive meal that I could not have eaten. My another tip is ask the host or hostess. So what happens if you're going to someone's house or a party is hosted at a restaurant with a set menu? You want to call the host in advance and ask what they plan to serve or what they have available. That way, you know exactly what you can and cannot eat. I would personally feel terrible if I hosted a party and had a guest that could not eat anything. It may feel a little uncomfortable and awkward to do, especially if you don't know that person really well, but it will save you and your host in the long run. And if they aren't serving anything that you can eat, you can always offer to bring your own dish. That way you won't go hungry and the host will not stress about finding something that works for you. This is also a great idea to do when you are RSVPing for any sort of like sit down dinner event, like a wedding or like a bar bat mitzvah, or, you know, any of those kind of like types of parties where you can like write on an RSVP card, I always write down like, I just be aware that I have gluten and dairy, you know, restrictions and cannot eat them. So at least the person who's organizing it will then be able to go to the caterer and make sure that they do have a meal for you. So this is a really good habit to get into. It may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but believe me, the person hosting would rather know. All right, so just to recap, we focused on tips for eating out to make this holiday season a little bit easier. So again, it just takes a little advanced planning, you know, reaching out to people and doing a little bit of research to find out, you know, what is going to be available. So if you need more help managing your autoimmune disease, your digestive issues, your inflammation, I would love to chat with you. I offer free 15-minute discovery calls, which you can book straight from my YouTube profile. If you can't find it there, you can go to my website, annierubin.com, and either fill out the contact form, or you should also be able to find a link to book a discovery call there too. There's also a lot of great material on my website. There's some free downloadable guides and very extensive blog and, you know, so forth. So lots of information there to help you live better with your autoimmune disease. And then lastly, if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, please hit the little subscribe button. I do try to put these videos out every week or so. I promise I'll be more consistent in January. The holiday season has just been really rough for me this year, so I have not been very consistent. But I do appreciate everyone who watches my videos, who learns something from them, who comments on them. I do try to get back, you know, do try to reply to the comments in a timely manner when I can. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.